Oh, we're gonna have fun today.
So much fun.
Good afternoon, business geeks. How are all you doing? Welcome to the Business Geeks podcast. We're three entrepreneurs geek out loud and proud about business because we all really love business, and that's why we're all really here, and that's why you're here watching it. I'm Super Joe Pardo of superjoepardo.com and indiepodcasters.com. I'm joined by my two wonderful co-hosts, Jennifer Crawford, the co-founder of Sparent.co, and Samantha Riley of SamanthaRiley.global. I almost totally messed up your name, Sam.
But you didn't, and that's the main thing.
I didn't. I was about to laugh in the middle because I knew the words were coming out wrong as I was saying them, but I saved it. Today we are talking about rebranding and all the things that you should be thinking about, from when is it time to rebrand, how to go about rebranding, personal stories about our rebrandings and how it went and how it's going, because sometimes it's a here and the now kind of process. And yeah, so I thought this it's my week to bring up a topic, and I thought that this kind of came to me while we were talking after last week's show, and I felt like it was pretty pertinent given that I had just gone through rebranding. Sam, apparently you're going through a rebranding soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of in the depths of it, where no one sees anything, but there's lots of work happening behind the scenes.
I love it. Jen, have you ever gone through a rebranding?
Not technically, but I do have, instead of rebranding, I did something else. So if it comes up, I'll be happy to talk about it.
Oh,
we'll see.
Well, now we're all really intrigued,
yeah,
Jen.
right?
Now we're all like, oh, what is it? What is it?
It's a little cliffhanger for you. I'm just trying to keep things interesting.
Well, you always do. By the way, is your bed here yet?
Oh my gosh, guys! I have a new bed.
Oh yes.
And I don't know if I look like more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but I've had the best night's sleep the past 2 nights than I've had in a long time. So I feel so good. I feel so refreshed and energized. And
that's good. That's great to hear.
I had a great workout this morning because of it. You know what? You can laugh that I bought an adjustable bed, but I highly recommend the adjustable bed life.
Did you sleep zero gravity?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
That is so awesome.
Yeah. So NASA, if you need another astronaut, I now sleep zero
Jen's
gravity.
up for the challenge. She's all good.
So it's nice. It's really nice.
That's awesome. Does Thor feel the same way though?
Yeah.
Yes,
good. He does.
Good.
Yes,
good,
he does.
Good.
He might think I have the remote control, and I'm not relinquishing it, and I'm still sort of playing around with all the buttons and all the options. Hey, is it Regger?
Regger, yes.
Regger. Hey, Regger. Speaking of beds, I have the memory foam. The problem with that is that it remembers how fat I am. That's hilarious. It can be a motivator when you see the impression of your body. You're like, is that me? That's more me than I thought of me. Yes, I have the memory foam too, so I'm sure I'm gonna be experiencing that. But
I mean, I'm just gonna say I had dinner with Regger the other night, and he's kind of a big deal, so it's okay. It's all right to have the big impression in the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, badum-tish.
Yeah, right?
And the humor just keeps flying around here.
Yes. Well, I'm glad to hear that you finally got your bed. That's awesome. Congratulations. So that chapter is now closed. As long we'll see if you continue to.
Well, I think that's almost been half of our show since we started, is talking about that bed. That's a huge chapter.
Yeah.
The bed in the box experience is something else, but we can tuck it in. We can tuck that story in now because it's.
We can put that story to bed.
So anyway, rebranding is it's something that I've done a couple of times with my shows. Once with my podcast conference, Independent Podcast Conference. It was originally Mid Atlantic Podcast Conference. But before we get there, Sam, I want to find out what made you want to go down the rebranding rabbit hole.
I think it's something that all of us need to do every now and again. When you're checking in, and you're thinking about what is the audience that I'm working with? Who am I going for? Does my mission and vision still, is it still in alignment with the visuals that we're showing? There's different parts of rebranding too, because there's the auditory as well. Every now and again I change the clip at the start of my podcast because I feel like it's not quite on brand for what I'm doing. So I think that it's something that we need to be doing as business owners all the time. Facebook's done it, Google's done it, Uber's done it, Pepsi's done it, Coca-Cola's done it. Look at why other people do it, and there's probably some little tips there for ourselves.
Absolutely. I think that's a great way is starting with the reflection point of where you're at, what's working, what's not, looking at what data you have on the people that, when you're doing those surveys and finding out like what is it they really like, what is it that they don't really like, and trying to go in and dive deeper into that. It's like, okay, what wording are we using? What tagline are we using? What is the name of the the company or the place or the thing that we're trying to market? Is it really speaking to the people that we're trying to reach? Or is it actually missing the mark of where we're trying to hit? So like with me, with the Mid Atlantic Podcast Conference, to me it started out as this idea of like, hey, we're going to host this conference and it's focused in the Mid Atlantic region, and but right out of the gate, like I had already missed that mark because I was inviting people that weren't in the Mid Atlantic region into the group, and it kind of just took off from there. So even when we held our first event, there was people from all over the up and down the East Coast of the country, not just the Mid Atlantic, already coming to the first event. So, and by the second event, we already had people from the West Coast, Central United States, as well as the UK in the house. So it probably was long overdue to figure out what that looked like, especially considering the fact that I would receive emails every year with people saying, hey, can I come to this event? And it's like, well, yeah, it's a podcast conference. Like, you totally can, come to this conference. It's not a big deal at all. Like, come join us, come hang out, come have fun. But it's called the Mid Atlantic because that's where it's held, not who it's specifically for. And so yeah, 4 years into it, 4.5 years into it, pretty much like 3/4 into it, 7/8 into it. I was talking with one of our team members in the group, and he was like, I think you need to really hammer home this independent idea, because the Mid Atlantic it's great. We all love the name and what you're doing, but it doesn't really speak to who is here already and like who you want to attract into the group. And that's where literally 3 weeks prior to our big 5th anniversary event, I started brainstorming up the name and getting the logo together and all these things and how I would announce it and do a changeover by grabbing the Instagram handle and the Twitter handle and then making the swap after I made that night after I made the event or made the announcement. That night I was swapping the names, Twitter handles and Instagram names and the Facebook page, and even got locked out of Twitter because there's a question where it asks you what's the birthday of you, but it's your birthday, not the event or the company's birthday, because if you put in literally anything under 18, it's going to require it's going to lock the account, which it did, and I had to, in the hotel room, I'm taking a picture of my ID to email it off to them, and fortunately it only took an hour or two, and it was back it may have even been less than an hour, and it was back online. So good news, but just a lesson, when you're trying to be like, oh, I want to fill out all the things. Like, no. You don't need to fill out all the things. Just leave that one blank or put in somebody's birthday that's old enough, if your organization is not old enough. So, do that. But, and there was a lot, you're going to get mixed feedback, right? Like I got a lot of pushback from some of our biggest fans in the of the organization, and how, I love the MapCon name. I'm worried things are going to change. I'm worried that things are going to be different. How is all this going to affect, how's this all going to play out? And I'm just like, it's really just a name change. For the most part, we're keeping a lot of how things operate and how we do things the same. But that says a lot to, when you do things like that, people that really love what you do get scared, right? They're like, oh no, you're going Hollywood on us all of a sudden, and that's no good, right? Like, that's not always the case, right? And a name change can be so huge. I mean, just from changing the name in the Facebook group, I mean, we went from having a mostly static relatively static growth, like, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 people a week would join the group, if that, to all of a sudden like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people a day were joining the group with zero input into it, like not advertising it or anything. So, it's one of those things, like it happens, and then you don't always get it right on the first try, right? Like I always like to go back to Disney, right? Disney will put together a show, and they'll do a show like they did this thing called Rivers of Light over in Animal Kingdom down in Walt Disney World. Well, the show sucks. Like nobody's sticking around for this show, and they know it, and they've been trying for like 8 years to have this nighttime, or actually probably almost 20 years now, to have this nighttime show in the Animal Kingdom, because people know it's a half-day park. You're there in the morning, you get all the rides out of the way, and then it's like, okay, well, it's 4 o'clock now. What do? I guess I'm going to another park, or I'm going somewhere else, because there's no reason to stick around. I've done all the things. There's no nighttime show. I'm out. So, they try to do this thing, and it's like they can't do fireworks because the animals are right there. So they're like not trying to give them like any kind of Prozac or anything to relax, like to just anything to kind of chill out. But so, it doesn't always work out in the first try, and sometimes you got to remember, in my case, like the website, right? First, it was independentpodcastconference.com. Like, okay, I have that registered and it'll forward, but then it's like I changed the domain in the mid, 6 months ago. The main domain is indiepodcasters.com. It was indiepodcon.com. But I switched it to Indie Podcasters because we're more than just a conference. We're a university, and we're a community, and we have the conference, and it's like all these pieces are coming together. And it's like just the one indie referencing just the conference doesn't make sense. So sometimes you have to look at it. I mean, look, Apple did it, right? Apple Computers, just Apple. Like there comes a time where what you're talking about doesn't necessarily apply to what you're doing anymore, and you have to be willing to take that. Now, with that said, like I've seen bad examples of this. Now, I don't know, Sam, if you guys have Office Depot and Office Max down there.
No, we do not.
They're like staples. So you have staples.
Oh, no,
right?
because when we come there, we always do our Office Depot pickup.
Oh, you do have. Oh,
no. When we come to the States, in Australia, we have Office Works.
Office Works. So you don't have Staples down there. I thought that was an international. Okay. Or it's international, but it's not, I guess, to your side of the world. So when Office Depot and Office Max, they decided to merge, they went through like this rebranding thing, and ultimately it is Office Depot, Office Max. That's the name of the company. And they're just like stacked on top of each other. And I'm like, they probably paid somebody an awful lot of money to just take two names and stick them on top of each other. It's
a
hard.
lot of big brands have made branding errors, which can be really hilarious. I don't know if you guys remember when Hershey's did a rebrand, and they just changed the look of the logo, and the original logo, which I think we probably have imprinted in our chocolate-loving brains, was like Hershey apostrophe S. It was sort of a 3D looking logo with the silver wrapped Hershey Kiss in the foreground. And the more modern logo was more one-dimensional, a flatter logo. And then it was more of an illustrator. There was the illustrated piece of candy. They got in trouble because everyone said it looked like a poop emoji. And so,
which it does.
Which it does. All you have to do is, look at that. It's a poop emoji.
Put some lines in there, yeah.
Yeah, so they got a lot of online ridicule, a lot of jokes, and so I think they pretty much had to scrap that. So it's funny when you have an established brand. You really have to, if you're changing the look of your branding, your logos, that sort of thing. So much thought. Even companies with much deeper pockets than us small business owners are making mistakes. So if they're making mistakes, just think of what we could do left to our own devices. So I completely support our small business owners who are thinking of a rebrand. I think a reinvention is often called for. And Joe, I think yours was extremely smart because your name was limiting your growth, and you had a larger vision for MapCon. And I think by rebranding, renaming, you're now able to see that vision come to fruition, where I think it would be a much harder battle to do that with a geographical designation. So I think your rebranding was really, really smart, and I think you could agree because you're already seeing the results. Marcia makes a good point. The Hershey logo doesn't just look like doo-doo, but it looks like smoking doo-doo. So, yeah, Marcia, exactly. Anyway,
isn't that what Hershey Kisses are, though?
No, they're chocolate morsels of
poop didn't just get invented because of an emoji that it was created for. It came from somewhere. Okay.
I don't even know what to say.
All right. Sorry about that. Well, that's a shame that they were blocked because of an emoji. When emojis, this specific picture was, I don't know when the thing actually took place, but this was reviewed back in 2014. So emojis are probably only a few years old at that point. As far as
what is their logo now?
Just looks like poo. Looks like poo.
Has it gone back to the original one?
I don't know.
I guess we should just go to Hershey's website. Hershey.com. Hopefully this is the right website. Yeah, it just says Hershey.
They've gone back. So they've sort of mixed both of them together, which is a really good point because they have them mixed them together. We need to listen to our audience.
Yes.
It's a really good lesson there.
Yeah, definitely.
Record.
And then there was silence. Yes, there was silence.
A good awkward silence every once in a while can be expected around here.
At this point, I would agree.
Yeah.
But so I think that it's not. So it doesn't always go well, and it doesn't always happen. And there's been plenty of examples of companies going back to their previous one. And I think a lot of times it's like, okay, well, I guess the question is if Hershey's had this problem, did they do enough trials? Did they do enough asking of the peoples? Right? Did they do enough surveys? Hey, did you like this or like that? They have their own theme park, okay? They could have went into their theme park, pulled people aside, and said, "Which one do you like? Is this bad? Get me some get me feedback, right? Mm-hmm. Hold the iPad up." It's not like they couldn't have done. Well, I don't know. In 2014, I don't know when the logo was rebranding. If it was in 2014, but they could have did it, right? They absolutely could have did it and could have got that feedback in front of getting that kind of feedback publicly like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
What's the difference though between, or where's the line between getting feedback and having, because if you do it going through something like this, there's always going to be people that do like the new branding or the old branding, people that didn't like the new branding and the old branding, people, everyone's got an opinion, right? So where's that line between, you said, Joe, that there were people that didn't like your rebrand. I have no idea what your story is, Jen, but I guess there's, some people have got some opinions about whatever that was. Can you tell I'm still want to know what you're talking about?
Yeah. I'll tell you. Well, so in my situation, my first company was a pet sitting company. And so it had a cute name. It's called The Kept Pet. The Kept Pet. So we kept the pets at home. We took good care of them, treated them like royalty, right? So that's the image we wanted to portray. But as the business matured, there came a need. We discovered a need for midday dog walking. And this was not when people were out of town, but simply when they were at work. And they wanted somebody to come in the middle of the day, Monday through Friday, to give their dog some exercise and give them a bathroom break because they're working long hours between their work day and their commuting day. Some of these dogs would have to stay indoors for 10, 12 hours a day. That was too long. So that ended up very quickly becoming a really big part of our business. But the Kept Pet didn't tell people that we offered that. It wasn't super obvious. So I was like, do we change our name and put dog in it somewhere? And we just couldn't make a rebrand work. So we ended up starting like another company called the Doggy Walkers, a silly little name, but it was like, you knew what we did. And so we ran them out of the same office side by side, but we actually ended up making it a separate like division, and eventually it became its own company. So it wasn't really a rebrand. We sort of had to do a whole other business in order to accomplish the goal of making sure that when people wanted midday dog walking, they came to us. They knew that's what we did at first glance. So we tried to do a rebrand and we couldn't. I mean, I couldn't figure out how to do it successfully.
There's some really good lessons there because people need to understand what it is that we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean,
It was,
do you feel like it created more problems trying to operate two businesses at that point versus just the one?
No, I mean, it didn't really. It actually was nice because we already had an office space. We already had an office staff. We already had people doing the service, like midday dog walking. So this way, it really was just a marketing move, if nothing else. We had the infrastructure in place. It was simply like for new business that we wanted to just sort of increase the chance of more of that business coming our way, and it worked really effectively. So in terms of finding us, like people that wanted that, came to us, and we stood out from all the other like pet sitting companies that were offering both services, but some did, some didn't. You'd have to, call around and figure out, because some people didn't do midday dog walks that did pet sitting. And so this way we became like the industry leader in our area for that service.
So good.
That's awesome.
Unintentionally brilliant move. I love my favorite kind of brilliant moves.
Love it.
Yeah. So I think, rebrand, like it's not your only choice necessarily. Like maybe it's a refresh, it's not a complete rebrand, but it's a refresh. Maybe it's a different division or department, or maybe it's a different business that complements your existing business. I mean, it really just depends on your situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that brings up a good point too. Is trying to re-educate people. Sometimes it's easier to just start fresh with a whole second line of business than to try to expand the brand and then maybe end up confusing the brand going forward for newcomers coming to that business. I mean, we kind of ran into that back in the Pardo truck parts days of getting we got into tractors, like farm tractors, and it's not that it didn't work. I mean, we had sales with it, but because we had a lot of same crossover people that were like there to buy parts and also needing of like some kind of farm tractor of sorts, whether it's like small to medium large. I guess I don't know. Yeah, I guess it was medium large size, but yeah, it does create like a whole other like set of issues from a what you're here for and trying to segment it, and then we also did trailers for a while as well, which was also another. That wasn't probably as much of a jump because we were selling to like the companies that we already were selling parts to versus like the mechanics that were coming in for parts. Like, hey, we also have these tractors, like that kind of thing. It just becomes sometimes a little too. I don't know. I mean, we ultimately ended up having separate company names for everything rather than going the route of just like, oh, we also do this and we also do that. And we had people that were in line to sell those and the trailers and the tractors and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, sometimes having a separate brand name of it helps just alleviate some of that confusion. So when you show up to like the 4-H fair, which is like the farm fair, Sam, you're not showing up as part of truck service parts. You're showing up as like part of a tractor. I forget what the name was, but it's something that's like related to what you're showing up with.
Makes sense.
Makes it a lot easier to understand.
Yeah, I mean, confused clients don't buy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Confused customers don't make purchases. So that leaves us with Sam's rebrand.
Well, I can't tell you much more right now than what I've already said because my rebrand hasn't had the curtain lifted. But funnily enough, it's not just me that's doing the rebrand. Leon also is doing a rebrand. So there will be some pulling back the curtains before the year on both of our businesses.
That is exciting.
Awesome.
I love your secretiveness. It's very intriguing what you have going on in Australia. Business secrets. I love it. Well, I know whatever it is, it's going to be amazing.
So just keep your eyes peeled. They are coming.
Awesome. Was there any other notes or things that either of you had to add to rebranding?
No, I think that the stories that both of you shared and me a little bit at the start is, exactly what people need to think about, what is our business? Who do we serve? Are we still going the same way? Are we, attracting the right clients? And it's something that we need to be doing all the time is just stopping, taking a breath and having a look and saying, are we still on track? Or do we need to change something up? Do we need a refresh? Do we need to be a little bit more modern? Yeah.
So. Are you embarrassed when people go to your website? Are you embarrassed to hand out your business card because you've sort of, been left behind in terms of, having a modern image? I mean, when a website's been made in the 1990s, you can tell. You can tell as soon as you land on the page.
I did a presentation last week and I actually took a screenshot of my first e-com site in 2000. It is funny.
Well, you'll know by beginning of next year if your site, if the site was made in the mid 2000s and still there, because it probably was made with Flash and it won't load on most browsers by the end of the beginning of next year. So there's things like that to think about. I think if you're confused at when you're trying to explain what you do and explain all that, then it might be time to like really boil down what you do and what you talk about back down to something that is explainable and digestible for people and even for yourself, like because it does get confusing sometimes. I believe me, I'm a person that has a laundry list of things that attached to their name. Like it is confusing sometimes, and it can be a lot to try to navigate when you're explaining somebody. And I think that was a great point about the website and the business card as well.
I have a question, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, this might be awkward,
go ahead.
but I am the queen of awkward. Can we talk about, and if we can't, that's okay. Just shut me down.
Are you going to go? Okay, I know what you're going to say.
Can we talk about your personal rebrand issues?
Yeah. So ultimately, I decided to keep it Super Joe Pardo. And here's why. Because I talked to probably no fewer than about 10 people, and not a single person had either a negative thing to say, or actually all the negative was I wouldn't change a differentiator that you already possess. and that I wish my name had that same level of differentiator to it.
So what was on the table,
So
folks, was whether or not to keep the super in Super Joe Pardo. That was the issue, right? Like that was
yeah,
the decision you had to make.
I legit was like, I mean, not only close to thinking about it, I had already gotten the graphics made up and like had already switched the site over. It was switched over for probably like 2 days or so, maybe 3 days. And ultimately, like I said, I after talking to like about the 10 people or so, some of which I had, were new people that I had never talked to prior. So they were new people I was talking to. I was just trying to bounce ideas off of and get feedback, unsolicited, feedback off of people I've never really had any real conversations with prior. It kind of dawned on me that like maybe this whole COVID thing has gotten a little much to my head, and I need to just push forward where I am, because ultimately I think I still think it's a good viable idea. So I'm looking forward to it, keeping it and going forward.
Well done on making a decision.
Well,
You
Sometimes
thanks.
made the
those
decision.
decisions can be so hard to make.
They can, and it has to go. You got to feel
Yeah.
good about it, right? On the gut level.
Well, I'll tell you, I did. The
Yeah.
only place I changed it was on LinkedIn. So instead of writing superjoepardo.com like in the bio or anywhere like that, it just says joepardo.com. But it's going to forward, and most people might not even notice, right? So maybe I pulled it back a little bit in some places, but am still ultimately keeping it going forward.
I like a good decision. Well, not everybody knows you and knows the story, but can you go into a little bit why you had even considered dropping it?
Yeah, I felt like it potentially might have been holding me back in ways that I wasn't foreseeing, as far as like people that would see it and get preconceived notions of like superheroes, child, you're better than me, those types of feelings. And ultimately, like that's none of none of those three things, other than maybe child from time to time, grown up child, really fit the blanket statement of the Super Joe Pardo, right, and the branding of it. So, I don't know. I just was wondering, like I said, I had this thought, probably like almost 6 months ago, 5 months ago, because I was listening to Tim Gillette, and he had said something about like, what if you had to start over tomorrow, right? What if you had nothing? And he wasn't specifically talking to me at the time, but he was talking to his thoughts, and he's like, what if you had to start over like with nothing, like no branding, no one knows you for who you are anymore, like you get rid of all your social media accounts and just start fresh, like start from zero. And then it kind of like rolled in my mind for a while, and was thinking about it, and then I happened to be listening to Kevin Hart's first audiobook. It was I can't make this stuff up. And he was talking with his mentor in the story about he had a stage name, and how he should get rid of it and all that, because when you think of like the greatest comics, probably like 9 out of 10 of them don't have a stage name, right? Because they're not rappers or wrestlers. And so it's just like, oh man, like I just happened to be listening to this book, and after I've been rolling around in my mind, I'm like, maybe the universe is trying to tell me something. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. But ultimately, I think I'm not. To me, I think the differentiator matters, and I think that it does create more intrigue than it probably will create a negative on. Maybe with the side effect of LinkedIn, where like I said, I've cut it back a little bit there, and ultimately we'll see. We'll see if that even makes a difference on LinkedIn and going forward. But yeah, it's here to stay for now. And I actually have a bunch of plans going forward for the Super Joe Pardo show. So I'm looking forward to rolling that out over the next couple of months here as I get caught up on some of this indie pod stuff that I've been, looking at my to-do list, and it just continues to grow and mock me in my face. Like, hey, you didn't get this done yet. You haven't gotten that done yet. There's like 8 other things in this other list right next to it that it's all on the bucket list, but it's like you haven't even gotten to that, Joe. What are you even doing?
So Super Joe Pardo is here to stay.
Well done.
Oh, thank you.
Decisions made.
Yes, it is. So if neither of you have anything else to say on branding, I could go into my grind my gears this week.
I feel like you're ready. I feel like
I was going to say, hit the gears.
Bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a rule, like there's rules, like we went down to Ocean City. Jen, have you ever been to Ocean City, New Jersey?
Of course. Oh, Ocean City, New Jersey. No.
New Jersey.
No.
Oh, you've been to Maryland. Yeah.
I've been to Ocean City, Maryland.
Yes. So it's like that,
Maryland.
but it's better than Ocean City, Maryland. It's way better than Ocean City, Maryland.
Well, it might be.
I promise you it's better than Ocean City. It's been voted one of the top 10 vacation destinations for families like a decade in a row. Like it's been number one.
I'm not even arguing.
You are arguing. I hear it.
You do not have to convince me.
So anyway, we went down there to bring the kids because we knew it wouldn't be very crowded and all that. And they have rules about like on the boardwalk you don't have to wear a mask because you're outdoors, which you probably should because there's still people are somewhat in close vicinity. But when you go down to like the rides, like down in like off the boardwalk onto the rides, you're supposed to wear a mask. In fact, there's like announcements to come over the thing that say like, hey, the speaker, you should say like you should be wearing a mask or you'll be asked to leave, blah blah blah. But like so we get the kids on this like spinning with like the cars like going around in a merry-go-round kind of thing. Ava gets on the motorcycle, and there's another motorcycle right next to it. I'm getting Ava buckled in, and then this kid jumps onto the motorcycle right next to her, of course, with no mask. And I'm just like, there's motorcycles right over there. And I'm like, I'm not going to make a big deal out of this. But I'm not happy about this. Like, and you can hear the parents say, how am I supposed to get my 4-year-old to put a mask on? I was like, my 2.5-year-old's got a mask on. You know what you do? You tell them you can't go on the rides. You want to go on the rides, put a mask on. You'll learn how to do it real quick. Because if you don't, there's no rides, and that's it. It's not hard. It's not hard at all.
Nope.
It sucks. It absolutely. Look, I'll tell you. When I was on the Tilt-A-Whirl, I did not feel well wearing a mask. I was like getting like sick, motion sickness and stuff. And I don't usually get motion sickness on it, but having the mask on and it got to me real quick.
Yeah.
It was not a, and then you got Dom. He's like eating his mask, so it's all wet. So he's basically got like a waterboarding going on over his face. It's not good. But he does it. They do it because they want to go on the rides. You gotta lay down the law. Oh, I'm moving my camera.
Absolutely.
You do. I mean, I'm definitely pro mask, but I will say that everything's a little less fun with a mask on.
I don't think anyone's loving it. I don't think that's what Joe's talking about.
I know.
It's just being responsible.
I'm just whining a little bit.
But
you just felt left out, didn't you, Jen? It's like, it's grind my gears and, I want to join in.
Well, look, I feel bad for the people who work, working the rides, because like if I'm making basically minimum wage or a little above or whatever, I'm not going to be the one that goes and tells those parents like, hey, you need to put a mask on your kid or get out. Like there's already been instances where people got punched in the face. It's not worth it, right? But
Wow.
It is, but it's not. Like it's not okay. Like it's not good. It's not okay.
It's not good. It's not okay.
No, it's not.
It's not okay. And if for some reason you're just so anti-mask, then you have to accept the fact that you can't go certain places as long as you refuse to wear a mask.
It is private property, so like you don't get a set. It's like in Disney, right? Disney World is operating in Florida, and Florida's like, hey, everything's cool. We're opening everything up, which, hey, great, good for business. Hopefully people actually go, but Disney is taking the stance of, no, we're not changing our precautions. Like, you still got to wear a mask here. We will walk around. We will tell you to put the mask on, and things of that nature. And because they don't want to be linked to like people having a not so fun time coming back to Florida.
Absolutely.
Come back from Florida. So, or even living in Florida and having an unsafe place to be. So, it's a complicated. Well, it's complicated and not complicated at the same time. So I think that's me having a grind my gears moment, and annoyed that like the company is not didn't go through and uphold it, because that kid was on multiple rides. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, that one time we saw him. Like, we saw him all over the thing. Yeah, so it's the thing.
Yeah, I hope he wasn't a super spreader.
I hope not too. I hope not too.
Yeah, I feel bad for you as a parent. Like, I can't imagine, because I could barely like be responsible for myself. Like, well, the other day, like I went to get my coffee, like, and I pulled up to the Pete's Coffee, and they're really strict about masks. Since one of the reasons I've been going there, because they've been so strict all along. They don't even, like, their restrooms are closed still. And they stayed closed the longest of any coffee shop, but much longer than Starbucks during the quarantine. And they have good coffee. So I just parked, and I was in a hurry, and I wasn't thinking, and I just walked in, no mask. I was the only person there other than the people that work there. And I, did the mobile order. So I was just about to reach for my mobile order, and the lady's like, "Oh my God, you have a mask on." And I was like frozen. And I actually had one in my bag that was on my back, and I was like, but I froze. I didn't know what to do. I was like, should I just grab it and run? Because or do I need to go all the way back out, get the mask, and then come back in? And I was like, no, I have it. And I put it on. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I literally for a second had not a care in the world. And this is 2020. You can't do that. You can't have no cares in the world. You have to care.
No,
I was like, I cannot believe for a second that I forgot what year I was in.
I did that once. I forget what I was about to run into a store, like Kohl's or somewhere, and I just jumped out of the car and was like ready to run right in, and totally had no mask on. Marcia says no.
I know. I was like, I cannot believe that oh man, so humiliating. I felt like I was just the biggest jerk,
It's understandable. We we get inside of our own things, and we just we forget. We're not thinking about it. It's not like it's been a part of our lives forever. It's 6 months. And you've been inside. You've been at your house most of that time.
That's right. I'm a hermit. I don't get out that much.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely difficult. I got your Marcia says, I got your back though, Crawford. You can call me.
That's why you're on speed dial, Marcia. There's only like so many friends you can call when you're in jail. She's one of them.
So then Sam and I can be offended that you didn't call one of us when you
exactly. Just following up from last week's show. Exactly.
I'll put you on speed dial. You don't know how often I'm in jail. Those bails can be pretty high. I'm just saying.
Oh man! So my lunch money this week is going to and Sam knows how good this is. Johnson's popcorn, because of course
so
we were down there
good.
one last time for the end of the season, and had to get some Johnson's popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, which they actually do. Apparently, they do have a website. It's good. You can actually order it online. Since 1940, the caramel corn's like the big thing. Oh, they have a 3.5 gallon tin. That is a
question
lot.
about
Yes.
this Johnson's popcorn.
Yes.
How does it compare to Garrett's?
Where is Garrett's from?
I can't believe you asked that.
I don't know.
You don't. Chicago.
I've been to
Garrett's.
Chicago like twice, but I don't.
Oh my
think
gosh!
I've
Well,
had-
Garrett's popcorn in Chicago, Garrett's popcorn is like on every corner, and it's amazing.
I don't.
And I feel, and people copy it all the time. Like it's the combination. They're famous for the combination of the cheddar cheese and the caramel. The two kinds
Together?
in one bag. You get your
Ooh.
sweet
In
and
one
you get your
bag.
salty. Yeah, in one
Yeah,
bag.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure about that.
No, no,
But
get sure.
I haven't
about
tried
It's
it,
delicious.
so I don't know.
Okay, that's not taking anything away from Johnson's. I was just wondering if it was similar.
Well, I don't think they have a combination of those two. Like they do have cheddar popcorn and they do have regular popcorn and the caramel corn, but I don't think you can get it mixed. They also have the peanut corn popcorn as well. But no, it's great. It's great. It's really good.
The
I have the
tri-flavored looks good.
yeah, I did have the I guess it was like the chocolate drizzle one. Which because they have they did it like a Christmas special or something like that. That stuff was good. Like really, really good. Yeah. So that's how long has Garrett's been around? I'm
Since
trying to see.
1940, Joe.
1940. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's right there, right on the top of their site.
Oh no. That's Johnson's. I was
Oh,
thinking of
Johnson's. Oh,
Garrett's.
how
Yeah.
long has Garrett's been around? I think it's been
Yeah.
around a while.
Let's see. Not long enough to want to put it up here under their logo.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
they just don't want to brag about it. I don't know. Maybe we should have a popcorn tasting.
Oh, here you go. Our story. 1949.
Oh, there you go.
Okay then. All
9 years
right.
later.
That's some old popcorn. Any way you shake it.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize popcorn was such a thing.
Oh, really? Is
I feel like
popcorn's
we
not a big
missed
thing
out
down there?
so much down here.
I'm sure you have the equivalent of popcorn. I don't know what it
We
would be.
okay. We have popcorn, but not all these fancy popcorns. Well, maybe I
does
just
sound
don't
like
get
an
out
American
enough. Maybe
thing.
we do.
I have a hard time believing that in all of Australia, nobody's thought to do something different with the
Oh,
popcorn.
they probably have. Someone tell me where it is. But I don't know where it is. I didn't even know there was such a thing as cheddar popcorn.
Wow. That's surprising.
I know. But in saying that, remember, last time I was there, I was saying to everyone at the table, I can't believe that you guys actually have mac and cheese on menus in restaurants.
Yes.
And oh my goodness, that was the wrong thing to say at the table. Next thing, there was a lot of mac and cheese happening.
Oh my god!
And it was good.
Yes.
It's hard to go wrong with mac and
Yeah,
cheese.
where in Australia, mac and cheese is what you give the kids when you could not be bothered cooking. And that is the only time that mac and cheese comes out.
Well, that definitely comes out at that time in the United States too.
Yes. So they do so well. They have 3 locations all on the same boardwalk.
Wow.
All within 6 to 8, 9, like 9 blocks of each other. Like math. Yeah, something like that. No, 6, 7, 8, 8 blocks within 8 blocks of each other. So anyway, that's who's getting my lunch money this week. It's been a week. I feel like we should say something about
It's
the
only
current
one
state
day.
of things. It's
Okay.
crazy. Hopefully things in the White House calm down and stops being so contagious and get safer. I feel like John Taffer should come out of the bushes or something at some point and say shut it down, just to get everything gets quarantined. But hopefully everybody gets safe and comes through it fine as more and more people test positive in our in Jen's backyard. Jen, what are you letting them do in your backyard? It's crazy.
What are you talking about?
DC.
Oh, I was thinking of my literal backyard.
She's thinking her
because-
literal backyard. She's like, hang on a
What
minute.
is
Who's
going on
out
in
there that I
backyard?
don't, someone's hiding in the bushes and I don't
Oh,
know about
Lord.
it?
I only put the Ring doorbell on the front, so I can't look at the back.
The party's
on
in the
fly.
Jen, there's something you need to know.
Yeah.
Just like, what? Am I missing a party? Like, should I go? Should I go? Like, not being a good host? I didn't make it. I didn't make any popcorn.
Yeah, there's no mac and cheese.
There's no mac and cheese. I don't know, Joe. I think this is scary ground. I mean, I leave politic talk up to the experts.
Oh, this
but
isn't
yeah,
politics.
the world is
This
on
just
fire. We all know that.
Hoping everybody gets better.
Of course. Of course. I mean, we've had 209,000 too many deaths. Like, Let's just say that. It's outrageous.
It is.
It's outrageous.
It absolutely is.
And not in a good way.
No, for people and for businesses and for the economy and the world in general.
Absolutely.
It's not good.
Absolutely. Sending healing vibes to the world.
Well, it must be nice down there only getting, what, like 12 cases or something?
Well, we've had 0 cases in New South Wales for 10 days straight. Yes. Well done, Australians.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Absolutely well done. All right, well that's going to do it for another episode of the Business Geeks podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with the business geek in your life. Send us your questions and suggestions to questions@businessgeekspodcast.com. Catch us next Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and Tuesday, 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. For Sam and Jen, this is Joe. Have a great week, and I will see you next Monday.